Welcome to the TEK2day podcast powered by CEO Radar. It's your host, John Mayetta. I'm going to give you a preview of a couple articles we have coming out over the next couple of days. The first one is entitled Binging on Buybacks at Innovation's Expense, where we cover a number of the larger technology companies and how, as a group in the aggregate, how they have binged on buybacks over the past 10 years. And dollars spent on buybacks have far outpaced dollars invested in R&D, which is a bad thing. If you're a technology company, you ought to be investing in R&D to drive innovation. Competitive leadership positions are so fluid in the technology space. It's very much a cat and mouse game. And the way you stay ahead of the curve and maintain leadership positions is by investing. And if you listen to this podcast, you know that it's my point of view that product investment doesn't necessarily have to be organic. It doesn't always have to be 100% organic product development. You can and should augment your organic product development effort with strategic M&A. Use acquisitions to round out your technology offerings by acquiring adjacent features, functionality, capability, customers, so on and so forth. So it's kind of interesting. And then we call out, I won't give the secret away, but we call out those companies that have not participated in this short-term fool's errand that is using zero interest rate debt to execute buybacks. And what's interesting, when you see that list of companies, so within the 10, we have a cohort of 3 or 4 that have not played the buyback game. And when you see those names compared to the rest, you're going to think to yourself, hey, these guys are the innovators in the group. And the innovators, the one thing they have in common is that they haven't played the buyback game. So that's one. And then the other one we put out, which comes out on Tuesday, is around distributed companies, given all this talk about work from home, which I believe is here to stay. You know, we had Jack Dorsey, Twitter founder, CEO, say that, I think it was Thursday, Friday last week, say that all of Twitter's employees are welcome to work at home permanently. So he wants out of the Bay Area. And that's not to say that every company is going to migrate 100% to a work-at-home environment. I don't mean to suggest that. But I do mean to suggest that every company is going to take a hard look at it. And I would suspect that it won't be uncommon, particularly within the technology industry, for companies to have 20-30% of their workforce work from home. Right? So if you're in a low-cost area like Greensboro, North Carolina, you're probably not going to push as hard on the work from home element as a company that's headquartered in the Bay Area, where it's a heck of a lot more expensive. And if you're, just think about it, if you're a product focused technology company where it's less about customer face time, in-store sales, this type of thing, and it's more about, releasing high quality digital tools and products, that lends itself beautifully to a distributed environment. And so the two companies that we highlight in the article that's coming out on Tuesday are GitLab, which competes with GitHub, and Automatic, which created the best known product they created is WordPress, which our TEK2day platform is built upon. And so we highlight a couple of elements for each of those companies that we think are sort of unique. And the thing that I learned was that where each of those companies, GitLab and Automatic, where they were originally founded as exclusively distributed companies, which remains the case today. As you might imagine, if you want to work exclusively or build a company that's exclusively a distributed company, it becomes paramount that you have that organization, attention to detail, be priority one. So everything's going to be written down, and we point you to some examples on the GitLab side where, for example, they have their org chart is published online. Their output-driven goals by function and seniority level is published online. They have cultural elements online, and you'll find similar stuff with Automatic. So I don't want to give it all away, but we point you to some interesting web pages for each company where you can check that stuff out for yourself. We have some interviews for each company that you may find interesting. And that's a trend that we believe is here to stay, the work from home trend, if not full distribution, which we're looking at here at CEO Radar. That's all for now. See you next time.